Hello, good evening, guys. Welcome to our April 23rd episode of our Daily Stock Market Insights. Okay, let's wait for everyone to join in. So it's gonna be you who first enter this live stream, please go ahead and drop a comment, say hi, or so I can recognize you. Hi there. Okay, let's just give our friends a few minutes so they can join us. Hi, Paul. Good evening. You're our first viewer for tonight. Let us go ahead and start setting up our tools. We have a new message. Okay, got it. Okay, so we can probably start. Yes, good evening, Carlos. Hello. Okay, so let's jump right ahead and talk about our index. Okay, so I think this is just expected to happen. I understand we've plotted our support for the index right at the MA20 area. And we were expecting for it to start, moving to the upside. And true enough, it moved, but just very minimal. So we're hoping that, with the gap up that happened, okay, so notice at the start of the trading day, we had a gap up from a 5,584. It started to open at 5,599. No, 5,631. But I think within the day, it tried to fill the gap. And I think we've mentioned it several times in the past that when a gap up happens, normally it will fill the gap. Sometimes it does not happen the same day, but definitely it will most likely revisit that area and fill the gap. So overall, in our chart here, this is still our support, and this movement is already trying to create that stabilization, and most of the action will probably move to the upside. And I think tomorrow there's even a big chance that it will revisit 5,574, and we'll see from there. Okay, so slowly it's already moving to the upside. Hi, Ray. Good evening. OFW from Khobar, Saudi. How is everyone there in Saudi Arabia? Your thoughts about aceph? Yep, definitely. Thank you, Alvin. Oh, there's a mosquito. Let's check that out. Uy, what happened? Okay. So I'm not sure if we reviewed aceph yesterday, but we were already at the resistance area as of yesterday actually. Okay, so this is a weakness, sign of weakness for today's market performance, and there's a big chance that it'll continue moving downwards, and probably let's see if it will create a bounce in the 214 level. This used to be a resistance in this area. Okay, resistance as well, and then support here and a resistance in this section. So I feel that 2.14 will be revisited and will be challenged first, and let us see if it will bounce right at that area, something like this. Okay, yeah, this also used to be a support in that level. Hello, Danny. Requesting for your thoughts. Oh, there you have it. I like it when you guys are requesting. You're not giving me a hard time to think which stock to review and study. Okay, so the first one is ACPH. We're done. AP, URC, ICT, LHC, FLI, IDC. Okay, so Claris and Lionel, your stocks have already been documented, and I'll review them for you. You can also give some points for regarding Ma. Okay. So the next one is AP. What about AP? What happened to you? Okay. This is for me. It's just moving sideways for AP, and I want us to create a Darvas box here in this level. Actually, this is the area that I'm looking at. Okay, so currently it's just moving within this range, doing sideways, and just they not that much of a volume, but at least much higher than the previous ones here. What I can say here is that because for several days we've been trying to move within this range with a 25 90 26 25 90 to 26 as the support level, and let us see if it will continue to move up, because you're just sitting right at the MA20 line. However, if it goes up here, I suggest you wait for a breakout at the 28 peso area before you consider entering. Okay. The reason why I said that is because this one, each time it touches this level, there's a weakness that happened. So we're not 100% sure that when it touches this area, because my thoughts are, when you enter here, let's say tomorrow it starts right here and moves up, your risk to reward ratio is not that much anymore. Okay. So if you want, you have two options: wait for it to go down at the support level, and then maybe wait for it to move up here again, and when you see signs of decline again, that's when you lock in your profit and exit the trade. However, if this continues to move up, wait for it to break out of this upper line of the triangle, of the rectangle, and then that's the time you enter. URC, it's just revisiting this level. I'm thinking it's trying to create a new support in this area. Okay, I was waiting for an entry price earlier. I really wanted to get in this stock, but I was waiting for it until I forgot. So buying power is ready. I just want to check out maybe a green candlestick to come out here. But at least this stock has given a lot of people a chance to enter at a cheaper price, but as of the moment, you have to wait for that confirmation to come out yet, because we really don't know. It might even reach the 114 level, and let's see if it just stabilizes at that area. So between here and here, those are the key areas to check out and monitor. Okay, because there's a big chance that it is just resting and will kick off again in the coming days. Okay, let's see how your bid and ask look like. A lot of people trying to buy here, so I think that's a good sign. Hopefully tomorrow it takes off again. I don't know how many percent is the decline today. Oh, no movement, because yesterday it was there. So for those people who entered right here, that was a good, let's say you entered here and then you took profit right here. Oh, that's not that much, but that's the same concept I was referring to earlier, that when there is a gap up, so the price opened at 121.95, and within the day, that gap from the previous day, it was just filled. So still at the same level. A good opportunity. Just watch out for it and find your entry price. Okay, you have less people selling, except at the 122, but the volume of the sell here is much smaller than the volume of the bid here. So I think it'll push the price even higher. Yep. 123. Okay, but overall, a good area to check out. ICT. ICT is starting to move to the upside, which is a good sign. Your volume is also starting to pick up, but not that much yet. But at least it's much higher than the previous day, and we're also at 1.42% increase from yesterday's performance. So look at this. Your MA20 line is pointing upwards, and overall your Bollinger Band is also pointing upwards there. So there's a big chance that we are going to see some more upward movements for this stock in the coming days. Okay, just watch out for the nearest area that it'll potentially challenge and break. So what we want to see is it breaks this area, because that's your nearest resistance. Okay. From Q Quijano, Miss JD, thoughts regarding to go and RLC? Let me check that out. Hi Marco. Hi QT, Miss JD. STI for Paul. Hello Miss JD, could you please analyze MPI and Dito? Sure. I still have both of them in my portfolio. Is it good for long term? Well, as for me, I'm not recommending or anything, just sharing. I have both in my portfolio. Dito, I am for long term in Dito, and MPI, I'm on a mid range. Maybe if I have a significant increase in the price and profit in my position, I might exit the trade. But I don't mind being in there for even weeks or months. I don't really mind. Tech and ECP for Alvin. Sure. Good evening, John Ray. Pwede pasuyo po review ng BDO at RLC? Yep. Sure. Okay. So let me continue. In the meantime, let's check out. So we stopped at ICT, right? So allhc now. Allhc. Okay, oh, promising movements for allhc. We are currently sitting at the MA20 line. We just um, crossed that path. So that means we're starting to move above it, and chances are we will also start moving to the upside. And this over here was actually a good sign already. This one. So we were sitting at the MA20 line, and that being a support level, and this is a hammer. And if you see that right at that area, that could also mean a possible change in the direction. But overall, this stock has been moving sideways, right? From here, actually from this day to this day, it's still within the sideways range. Okay, but I feel that there will be more movements to the upside for this stock. But this is the area that I see as, for several days, it's just moving in that area. The overall, anytime soon, I'm not saying it's going to be tomorrow, but in probably, hopefully this week. Oh, it's Friday tomorrow. Hopefully next week, we'll have more bullish sentiment for this stock. Overall, I think, look at that. It's starting to just stabilize. It's following the pattern. Goes down, sideways, before it goes up. It's allhc. The next one is FLI. Okay, nice. Look at that. FLI starting to become constricted. And you're also sitting at the MA20 line. No volume yet, but this is already a promising area to start accumulating. Okay, and people are just eventually in the coming days, people will discover this. This is a promising area. So volume is not picking up yet, but we might see it accumulate and increase in volume as we progress. Okay, look at this. This stock, while it was moving downwards, the movement or the body of the candlestick is starting to become smaller and smaller each day. That means as you move downwards, people who are willing to sell are starting to decline. So they feel that it's already cheap. That's why they're not getting out of their positions anymore. So that's why you see a declining volume as it goes down. Right? Now, on the other hand, we have just bounced at the MA20 line. So hopefully, we will also see a build-up in the volume as we move up. We're still at the healthy level in our RSI. It's 46. So that's still cool. All right? Look at your RSI here. It's showing an upward direction, right? While your price is just doing sideways here. So that is also your trigger. If your price revisited the area, first point here, let's say this is your first bottom and this is your second bottom. Your first bottom should be much lower than the second bottom. Something like this. See, it's much higher. If you have something like that, then that's a trigger. It's a bullish divergence. Then the next possible movement is it will go up. IDC. Just some signs of weakness. People are just taking profit because there was a significant. Normally, if there's a big jump in the gain for any given day, the next day people can take profit, and you see a red candlestick right away. And I feel that this will just, if it will go down further, it will just go down up to this level because there was a resistance right at the area previously. Okay, also a support build up here. Yes, This area as well, just doing sideways. Also have a support right here. So I think that is a strong support if you're going to talk about a much long-term time frame, a longer time frame. Okay. There's also a foreign buying, so nice. It might just revisit 2 pesos and 10 centavos. MAH. Ma. Okay. Whoa. Wow. 27%. Scary. But that's it's a good trigger. It's triggering the upper Bollinger Band, and I just feel that with 27% increase, well, two things can happen. It can continue to move up, but before the day ended, people already started taking, they've started taking profit, and who knows, tomorrow that would still continue. People will take profit, and if you're given a chance at this level and you still want to get in, that would be a good entry price, because that used to be a resistance right here, okay, or even up to here, because there was a resistance formed. Also, this is the wick, okay. So if you want and you're really interested in this stock, haggle for a much cheaper price, but overall with the significant jump in the volume, normally the next possible movement is it will continue to move up, like what happened here, okay. Actually, it started here, no volume for the longest time, and then all of a sudden there's a spike. So these are most likely people who have insider scoop of what is going to happen next. That's why they were able to get in first. At any time there's a big spike in volume, all of a sudden, normally that's already a trigger that, hey, something good might happen in the coming days. Look at that, no volume for the longest time, and then all of a sudden it jumped. Okay, so maybe that is another scenario of this kind. Okay, big jump in the volume, so people took profit. See that big jump, people took profit, they gave you a chance right here, and then it continued to move up again. Okay, let me just say hi to some of you guys. We have new joiners. So we already said the next one is to go RLC STI. Okay. Where did I leave off? Okay, good evening ma'am from John Ray. Pwede pasuyo po ng BDO and RLC. Okay. So let me also put Alvin's request first. Okay, there it is. Then BDO, RLC. Oh, I already have RLC. JFC, yes, from Romel. smph from Ray. Paul wants STI. Okay, it's already there. And TG. I think it's TBGI, not TGBI. Maria, tell. Sure. And of course, Danny wants Vita. Sure. Okay, Cebu and Green from Giovanni. Okay. May announcement ng 8 a.m. si President Duterte bukas, may effect kaya sa opening. Naku, what is the announcement? I have not seen the announcement yet. Any insights about that? If that is something good, then most likely it will impact. But if, sometimes people are so advanced, they already have an insider scoop on what is going to be announced. So maybe you can share it here so we are all aware. Joseph. Okay, let's continue. So far, web ma'am, please. Sure. Tech po. Okay. Wang wants web. Tech is already on the list, Lester. Art IDC. I'll try to go back to IDC, but I already talked about it earlier. Regarding po ata sa ECQ, I know there's a big chance that we will be extending. Just my thought. Well, for us in our company, we already got a confirmation that we will be working from home up until June 1st. And there's a big chance that it might even extend. So I'm not sure if that will be the same case for the rest. But for us, we're more conservative. If the government says you go back, we will not be going back right away unless our client says it's okay to go back. Sige, thank you, Joseph. That will be very helpful. He will copy and paste the link here so that we can all get insights from it. So we just talked about Ma to go is next. Uy, wow, ceiling. What's the news here? Government pays Uys to go 35 million for quarantine vessel. So the vessels are used to transport probably medical supplies. Let me see. So it's not capturing the pop-up window, but you can go ahead and read that message or that email. The government is paying Dennis Uy-led shipping and logistics company to go 35 million for the use of its 2 vessels to quarantine arriving overseas Filipino workers. Oh, there you have it. Ito ho ay nirerentahan ng gobyerno yung 2 mga 35 million at mura naman yan. If you will compute it in terms of bed space. So they're going to rent 2 vessels to transport Filipinos who have been stuck overseas, and they think they're going back here in the country. So that is a trigger. So these news, you have to also be very vigilant. You need to read news left and right because it can influence market movements, and that probably is the reason why it jumped by 50%. Okay, how did the okay, so let me check the bid and ask here. Oh, still a lot of people. There might be some more movements going up, but be very, very careful because this is already a FOMO level. There's a big chance that it will do a gap up. Not sure how big of a gap, and then people will start taking profit right away, and then it drops. Okay, sell on news. Where could be the next resistance here? Could be here. Okay, 10.52 is the next possible resistance that I see. 52, 58, and you already know why I plotted it there, right? I see it here. Also in this level, that's a resistance area. Previous support. Okay. So it might jump a little bit up to 10.58, and we don't know what's gonna happen next. Could continue to go up, or that would be your resistance and start going down. RLC. Okay, this is a steady climb for RLC, which is looking healthy at the moment. Also, there's an increase in the volume, so that's nice. Look at that. Start after this slight decline, we moved up with also a nice volume pickup in there. So I feel that we will continue to move up in the coming days. STI. I think I also checked STI yesterday, and we didn't like the fact that it ended outside of the Bollinger Band. We're already at the oversold level, but no signs yet of recovery. Let me see. Okay, so price was moving downwards, right? And your RSI also starting to show signs of build up in the momentum. Okay, however, unless you see a green candlestick, and one thing you need to also take note of, the clue or the hint that we are going to change the direction is if we see a green engulfing candlestick that is inside the Bollinger Band. That's your sign that, hey, we're now changing the direction. Because right now we're still outside. But because RSI is already starting to pick up, I feel that it won't be that deep anymore. But it can still happen that it will continue to decline and maintain the same look, because I've seen so many charts having that kind of look for quite some time. And I think JFC is one of those. I've seen that kind of movement, still downward position, but RSI is already climbing up. So RSI is sometimes too advanced in the signals, and so just pair it with other indicators, your support resistance, the kind of candlestick that you see, those things. Okay. What we want to see here is as it goes down, the volume should start declining, like this one, for example, right? As it goes down, volume declined, and then you have a slight bounce there. MPI. Okay, MPI just moving at a steady pace as always. We know MPI is just like that, always moving, very minimal movements. It's rare to see big candlesticks for MPI. So I would say that this is just accumulating some power, and I hope that it will just climb continuously in the coming days. But this is already a good sign. It is climbing up. It bounced. Today is a bounce. Yesterday was the last probably peak, the last candlestick for the decline, and tomorrow we will continue to recover. Okay, just like this. As for me, I just want to see something like this, and then I could already take profit. I feel that if it will go up, it will first have some time, some difficult time, I assume, to break this normally, because this is a resistance area that we see at the moment, so it might struggle at that pace when it reaches this area, 3 peso area. But that's already a noticeable gain in your portfolio. Imagine this, if you entered right here, that's already a 13% increase. What about Dito? Another popular, of course, Dennis Uy Company. Well, contrary to the to go, this one is I think just triggering a possible correction or a decline or a retracement. There's so many terms. It will go down, in other words, and we'll first challenge this level, 2.04. Okay, it will first challenge that, and we'll see if once we reach at that level, let's see if it will bounce. But in the meantime, I see it going down up to that area. Tech. Tech is also, see, this is a consolidation right at the resistance level and is triggering a possible decline as well. So let us see if this area being a, it's also possible that it is creating a looks like a flag pattern, right? Flag pattern in trading. Is it? Could be, right? In an uptrend. I think it's trying to form something like that. So this is what we can do. There. Okay, so that's your trigger. If this breaks down, okay, it might continue to drop at the 7.18 level or 7.11 level. Now, if it breaks out of this yellow line that we have plotted there, that could already mean a breakout play there. But yeah, any other thoughts on the formation? That's what I see so far. Yung 35 million Mr. Uy. Oh, okay. Lifting or extending. Oy. Yep, ECQ. Wait, ma'am, copy paste ko. Regarding lifting or extension of ECQ. Miss JD from Romel, catch you later. Got a crappy connection. It's okay, Romel. You can go back and watch the video again. Wave na po yung 35 million kay DAU. Di na tinanggap. What's this? Di na tinanggap. Wave na po yung 35 million and kay DAU. I can read more about that, but if the transaction did not push through for that to go for the two vessels of to go, if that did not go through, that's gonna be scary because people will take profit tomorrow if that's the case. Nakakatakot yung pagangat ng to go, ma'am. Parang hirap na sumakay. Yeah, that's already a FOMO level. Di tinanggap ni Dennis Uy. Sana makatake profit bukas. So, Christine, you were able to get in. Yeah, make sure to act really fast because I have a feeling people will take profit. He actually waived the rental payment. Ooh. When you say waive, that means he did not charge the government, but he will be doing it. I was not able to read everything. I can browse through some articles later. secb and BDO liog inday. Si Don Oyo. Salamat gid. Okay lang. Dugang tang imo nga request. secb. And okay, BDO is already there. All right. So where did we stop? Okay, so that's the pattern I see in tech. But go ahead and try to chime in if you have other thoughts on how it will look like. But so far, those are the lines that we see as our areas of focus. Next would be ECP. Oh, be careful, guys. This is a bearish candlestick. Okay. What do you call that? Shooting star? I know, not that kind of shooting star. There, look at that. Even though that's a green, it shows the same pattern. See? So what happened in this case? It continued to move up, right? It even reached the peak right here, and then people took profit, and then people will be scared tomorrow because majority have already taken profit. Then what will happen is they will also take profit, bringing the price lower. And I just feel for those people who have entered at the 8.76 area, I'm not sure when it'll go back at that level. Yeah, I think there's still a big chance when everything's back to normal, because we're still at the very, very low area of the chart here. But definitely, I feel that if it goes down, it might. And by the way, guys, you're already at the overbought level. Okay, if it'll go down, it will first revisit and see if it will bounce in the previous resistance, and see if it will create a support right there. Okay, around 7 pesos area. Used to be a resistance, used to be a support. We broke out of the resistance. We might revisit and create a support at that level. Okay, and if it breaks down further, then there are a few lines that we can plot right here as the next possible support. In the meantime, if you are already profitable, consider locking in some profit, and see maybe that the other half ride the wave and see if it will move up. Otherwise, cut your loss for the other half. BDO also promising candlestick yesterday. I mean today. Oh, I was looking at this. So I'm torn between BDO and IRS. Where is this? URC. So it looks like BDO will still give us a chance at this level. Could be this level. There you go. All right, 98.81. Because I saw this moving up until this level. I thought, oh, it's gonna break that MA20 line already, but it didn't push through. Let's see if it will continue doing sideways here, and if you want to get in, wait for that green candlestick to, of course, confirm a bounce. JFC. I'm thinking JFC, this is already your bounce level. Even though that's a red, it's already much higher than this candlestick, so that could pose a positive movement. I'm thinking it'll continue to move up, but let's just plot it. Let's plot our support right here. If that gets broken, it will most likely go back to your MA20 area. Okay, look at that. So those are our lines, and just find your entry. Overall, you look at Jollibee as a stock for long-term investing. Remove. Okay, right, so this is the area 128.85. so we broke that line 137. Okay, so it will most likely revisit 128, and if that gets broken, your lowest would be your MA20 line. For those people who are really very conservative and would like to be sure, then catch it at the MA20 level. smph. Another promising formation for smph. Steady, taking its sweet time, but you're already sitting at the MA20 line. The previous day you had this candlestick sitting at the exact line of MA20, and we're slightly higher, and volume is just steady on the same range. So I feel that we might have more movements to the upside for smph, and your nearest resistance to challenge and break would be 31.96. Okay, I think you already know by now why we are plotting it at this level. Okay, for 2 or 3 times a price hits the same area, then we consider that as either resistance or a support. Okay, depending on where it is located. Okay, so this is now a resistance because for 3 occasions, 1, 2, 3, and then it even touched this. There's a slight overshoot, but that's already a confirmation that there is something happening at that range each time a price hits that area. That is why we're plotting a resistance in that level. Uh-huh. I'm going up again because there are a few messages up there. Di tinanggap. He actually waved. secb. Okay. Yes, di na nagpapabayad. Ooh. Pera na naging bato pa. Salamat kid ma'am. Matagal-tagal na din ako hindi nakapanood. Thank you. Thanks for dropping by, Brian. My commitment to you guys, I think I'll be very consistent in the next 2 months or even longer than that. Because one thing's for sure, I'll be working from home. Yes, up until June 1, or it can even extend. Good evening, sentiments for pure gold from Romeo. Yeah, definitely I'll check that. Yes, to go will be lending their vessels, but for free. This is after the backlash in social media against to go after the news of 35 million charge against the government. Oh yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that's I think that's what you call social responsibility, something to that effect. Giving back to the community. That's nice. That's really nice. Although we see that price of our stocks might go down tomorrow because of what happened, but look at the bigger picture. To go will be helping a lot of people, and they will be helping the government in this effort. So I think I'd go for this. It's okay. Please show the number of trades tab on the side too. Okay, sure. Oh yeah, because sometimes I hide it. Alright, I will do that, PJ. MWC, ma'am. Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Galing po ng analysis niyo social PH kahapon. Tama yung pagtaas niya ng 2.96%. Oh, really? I've been studying my analysis. In a lot of occasions, they're moving in the direction that we were anticipating or forecasting, but sometimes it's a few cents higher or a few cents lower, but overall it is trending towards our analysis. So that's good. I hope you guys are profitable, and yeah, and we are all learning from this experience. Thanks, Ray. Oh, may only ask, please don't forget to subscribe and hit that like. It excites me to see the likes growing. Yes. And the subscribers too. We're close to 1,000, guys. Not really close. We're still 150 subscribers away. tbgi. Okay, let's continue. Nice move. Significant volume. Ending outside of the Bollinger Band. From a constricted Bollinger Band, we're starting to widen it. So this is what I was referring to in our previous sessions, right? So I think if people will take profit. Okay, I'll show this moving forward. If people will take profit, it might revisit and touch this level. Okay, and just be extra careful. I think TBGI. If you know TBGI and its foundation, good, but if you haven't really studied the fundamentals and you're just trading it, make sure to watch the market. Okay, for long-term investors, I think they wouldn't really mind where they're currently buying at the moment, because overall this area is already an attractive. Okay, it's very attractive for investors because it's very cheap. But for traders, make sure to watch the market. I feel that people might take profit tomorrow, and will give you a chance at the 0.18 level, and see if it will continue to climb up as it touches this level. Okay, just be very extra careful because you are about to approach your overbought area. You're still at the healthy level around 60 plus. So I think there's still some wiggle room, a lot of wiggle room to the upside. Okay, this is the nearest resistance that I see short term, and then you have more here. Okay, as we move up, we'll continue to plot that. Just hang in there. Always request this stock so we can monitor it. I'm dependent on your requests, guys, because if there are no requests, I just go all stocks and then sort it from the highest trades and then work downwards. That was my routine before, but now slowly our community is growing. So whoever comes first and requests, then I'll prioritize this request. Okay, so do the same here. Vita. Vita is just moving within the support level. This is a support area that we see at the moment. Okay, hopefully this is already a bounce, which is a higher low. But I still consider this as a sideways movement. Your next resistance is right here. So if you want, just do range trading for this one. For Vita, I think this is just for me, and this is just me. It's a stock just good for trading. It's a secondary stock. If you want long term, go for blue chip companies. Okay. Overall, this is still sitting at the support area for short term trading. Try to use a faster time frame if you want to enter. Okay. This is your nearest profit taking area. Could be here. Okay. This is the first line because there was a support build up right in this level 2. From here to here would be your profit taking area. Cebu Pacific. Okay, so we're currently at your MA20 line, which is a support level, but be extra careful because sometimes a support can also be broken, guys. Take note of that. So if you haven't entered and you're looking at this as a a possible entry, wait for a green candlestick to confirm a bounce. With the extension of let's say our ACQ gets extended, that means it's gonna be longer before it will take some time before Cebu Pacific, Philippine Airlines could start using their planes. No business as of the moment, so it might even continue to drop and revisit your previous bottom here. Okay, now if it goes down and revisits your 36.10, see how it pans out in your RSI. Okay, what we want to see at that point is when it goes double bottom, you want your RSI to still be in this range. Okay, move still higher than the previous low. Right, so 2 areas to check. Green. Green is continuously climbing up. Good job for those people who may have entered here. And let us see. We're still outside of the Bollinger Band, but the size of the body is becoming smaller and smaller. Also a slight decrease in the volume. So I feel that if it will go up, only up to here, okay? Next possible resistance would be 1.25 for 3 consecutive days. It was just sitting right here, creating a support at that area. Do you see that? So it might test that first. Don't mind the ones here. This was a long time ago. Okay? So be extra careful, as people will most likely start to take profit once it reaches the 1.25 level. Thank you, ma'am. Could we add AGI? Sure. That's from Paul. Pure gold, I have it. Actually, our next is web secb pure gold. Okay. Mac for the travel hero. Hi, Miss JD. Thanks for the daily updates. Please do check Mac. Pwede na po mag-accumulate. Let's check. Gibson. By the way, Marco, I already have your pure gold and rrhi. Euro and IMI from Gibson. Could you add Mac? Yep, we have it, Chris. And some insights on what do you think will happen to the price considering the announcement tomorrow? Okay, let's check that out. Okay. So if tomorrow is going to, yeah, I think some of you guys may have already mentioned it in the thread earlier that the quarantine might be extended. So there's a big chance, if that's the case, some other companies will be impacted. Okay. So let's see if where are we now? Let's talk about web. We just finished green. Okay, for web, we are currently at a resistance level. Okay, so and also showing some signs of weakness. The candlesticks are starting to, become smaller and smaller. Okay, and this one. Right, each time it touches this level, there's a rejection, so be extra careful. It might go down, and we'll first challenge this level as the first area of possible bounce. But if it does not sustain, then we touch base again and see if it will continue to dip. 2.35, it might reach that again. SecB. Okay, secb, it's, I think, very promising. Okay, start accumulating. In this level, you have a significant increase in the volume, 52 million foreign buying today, and we're slightly higher, right? So giving people more chances of entry. We're still at the still very, very close to your support level. So I think this is already a good area to start accumulating volume. Nice pickup in the volume here. Okay, and all throughout, how many times did it go down? 1, 2, 3, and then 4. And each time we are increasing our volume here in our RSI. I mean momentum in our RSI. Okay, so SecB is good. Pure gold. Sorry, missing a D. Okay, be extra careful as well. Doji. Shooting star at the resistance area. So we'll see if that gets broken, right? Two things: it can even break that to the upside and create a brand new support. However, between the two, I feel that it will rest and decline. Okay, look at this, your RSI right at the same level. Okay, same area, but it has started to decline. See that from here, same level as this one, but your RSI is already showing signs of weakness. So yep, between the two, I feel that it will go down. RRHI. Okay, although this is a red, we're slightly higher than the previous day's performance. So I feel that we might pick up and climb up in the coming days. Okay, but it might still be around that range, 1.83, 2%, 3%, those things. Okay, look at your price here. More buying sentiment. More buying sentiment than the selling. So it might push the price higher. Good. MWC. Okay, still at the healthy level in terms of price. This is a sign of change in direction. This could be your new support right here. Yep, previous resistance will now become your support, and I think we're just sitting right at that area. In case the market moves against our direction, make sure to cut your loss early. You don't Maybe if you want to be ahead of the game, just put in a small volume first, and then once there's a confirmation, then you add some more. Big players, they enter in tranches, so you can also do the same. Don't put everything in one go, but try to also follow the 8K rule. I know you've been reading a lot of articles about stock market and how you can take advantage or maximize the fees of your platform, especially in COL. So there's a minimum, right? From 8,000 pesos worth of transaction, or anything lower than that will have the same fee. So versus you transacting at 4,000, I suggest wait for your funds to accumulate first, just there in your buying power. Wait for it to reach at least 8,000, and then that's the time you enter. AGI. Okay, AGI, what is your story? Okay. It might create a support in this level, 6.29. Yep, looks like it. It stopped right here. So this is our support. This is the support that we see for AGI, 6.29. Let us see if it will continue to bounce, because for this week, when it touched this area, there's already a bounce that happened. Just very slight, very minimal movement yet, because I think that happened yesterday. Okay, see that? And we're slightly higher, although it's still a red, but we're a little higher than the previous day. So that's a good recovery there. Mac as well. Let's see your income. Wow, nice. Okay, so you're sitting at the MA20 line. I think let's use this as our support. I think it is a solid support, because for the longest time it was just sitting right here. There was a slight breakdown, but right almost instantly we recovered. Okay, and it's just retesting the support level again. So and that's just normal. Normally it happens. Okay, that happens. So the next possible movement that I feel for the stock is it'll go up. And this is just purely technicals, guys. Whatever the outcome of tomorrow's announcement, it sometimes breaks all technical analysis in the world. So let's just be very mindful. If you want just to play safe, and if you cannot watch the market, you can skip tomorrow and then go back to it on Monday. Another thing to also take note of: Friday is a profit-taking day for most traders. So those are some facts that I think worth knowing as well. Euro. Euro is very near a resistance area that we see. Okay, This is the resistance that we see at the moment for euro. If you want, you can go the weekly chart. Yes, there's another one here. Okay, so we're very near a resistance area. There. Okay, move for here. For those who are already in euro, consider taking profit if you see some struggles in that level. Otherwise, if you know momentum is there and volume is there, just let it fly and see where you can take your profit. But if there is a weakness happening tomorrow, then consider taking profit. Could you add Meg for Carlos? Thank you, Madam Emmeline, the travel hero. Thanks, you're welcome. And I have Mac, Euro, IMI. Okay, I'll add Meg. Okay, IMI. Could be sign of weakness too, right? You know, I have a feeling it'll revisit this line. There was a gap up that happened here, but there was already something. There's a wick that already filled that gap. So let's see if it'll create a new support in this level for this stock. All right. For several days, it's just moving within this range. So if this 5.77 gets broken, then that's not a good story. It might go down to your MA20 line. Okay, this used to be your resistance. Okay, with MA20 being here, it might revisit that if this gets broken. You're also at the near the overbought level, but let's see if it will create and stabilize in this range before it goes up. So two areas to watch out, guys. 5.77 and 4.95. What about Meg? Okay, Meg is currently sitting at the MA20 line. You're still at a tolerable spot, but if that gets broken tomorrow, that's a different story. We might go further downwards, okay? If you see that, then the next probably area to check out and wait, catch it at the 1.95 level if that gets broken. Okay, now if you're still interested in this and it's just moving within this range, the clue is, of course, see a green candlestick first. Okay, do you have other requests? Wow, loving it. Our viewers are growing. So if you haven't liked our video yet, and I mean, I'm not pushing you to like it, but if you see value in what we're sharing today, please hit that like so people would know that there's something valuable being discussed here every night. And also, if you have not subscribed yet, help me grow the channel by clicking the subscribe, and you can also be notified. They said that there's a notification bell, but I haven't seen it yet. But at any time you see a notification bell, go ahead and click that too, so you are always updated. Okay, so any other questions, guys? Do you have any other requests? I was able to I think cover everything, right? So let's give everyone probably 2 minutes. If there are a few more, if there are more requests, I can grant that. Otherwise, okay. Good evening, Miss JD. What do you mean by wait for a green? You enter the next day after the green candle? Okay. So, when we say wait for a green candlestick to come out, like this one, for example, there was a red, right? And then there's a green candlestick that came out. Actually here, you can already enter day 3. Okay, so this is your day 1, day 2, and then day 3 would already be your go signal, because you need to wait a full green candlestick to come out first. Let's have this as an example. Another example is here. Okay, let's use this. Let's see. Video. No, not that. Because sometimes, okay, so this is another example. Okay, so we were previously, this was your support, right? We've been moving within this range, and we can right away say that sa dyan pa lang yan. So for example, we see something like this. It's been stabilizing in this range, building a support at that area. And then a recommendation, I would always say, okay, so this is already stabilizing. Wait for a green candlestick to come out first before you enter. And then the next day, there's a green candlestick. You see that? Now, that is your confirmation. But the next day, now that you have seen a green candlestick, the next day, that's when you enter. Find your entry price. Because see that from here to here, that's a long day. Anywhere from here to here could be your opportunity. But following the same methodology, let's say you're using Bollinger Band, you know that this day, okay, that this day is your entry price. You still have to also analyze at which point you should enter. Should you enter right at the opening price or not? So at that point, come this day, you also have to see a much faster time frame. That way you could really maximize a good entry price. Ideally, of course, in this situation, you know that there is an increase in price. Push your bid right away, because the next possible movement would be up to the upside. Okay, so that's what I meant about wait for a green candlestick to confirm that bounce, because the next possible movement is to the upside. Here, it even went up further. It's just that people took profit. But if you entered, let's say you were not able to enter at 4.54, let's say you entered at 4.75, that should already give you a good gain. That was a good 21%. Wow. But it revisited, stabilized, created a support at that range, right? Stabilized here, but there you go. So that's my confirming. Ganito po ba talaga kalikot ang market even before the lockdown? Yes. Even before the lockdown, it's really like that. Speaking of green candles, sorry, I'm a bit dyslexic. I read from bottom to top. Let me go back. Johan, to go rose drastically today. I think Dennis Oy is anticipating a huge dive in the market tomorrow and thought of cushioning the blow by hyping his stock. Just my 2 cents. Not impossible. There's a big possibility. That's a big possibility. Dennis Oy is, a pro in the stock market. Pahabol, pizza and Maxis. Okay lang, Carlos. Pizza and Maxis. Thank you, Miss JD. Keep up. Speaking of green candles, is that also applicable for day trading on a per minute chart? Yes. So the same concept, just adjust your time frame. It will apply in 5 minute, 15 minute, whatever time frame you are trading. It follows the same rule. It's just that movements are fast. Could you also add Cebu Pacific and mwide from Chris? Okay, I already did Cebu Pacific, but I'll try to go back to that. Ganito po ba? Okay, I already read that. So we will check out. Did I? Okay, let's check out Meg. Oh, okay, I already checked Meg. So these are your 2 points. Pizza. Okay, pizza has a bounce. Okay, this is for me. This is a confirmation of the bounce. Right. This is your new support now. That's a doji, and this is the confirmation. So I feel that there's a big chance that it will continue to move up. But just in case, market as what Ray mentioned, it's makulit. At any time the market gives you a chance at 5.82, go ahead and grab the opportunity, as I feel that it will continue to move up. This is the support that I see. Okay, 5.82. The next one is Maxis. Okay, I hope this does not break. It looks almost the same as the previous chart. Even though this is a red, we're slightly higher than the previous day's candlestick. So let's put this as our support area, 6.08. Now, I can be wrong, guys. So at any time it negates our analysis or our insights for the day, cut your loss early, okay? However, I feel that it might push the price a little higher because there's foreign buying that happened today. Your okay, 606. Yep, I just feel that it will revisit your 608 area. Okay, so those are my thoughts. And again, I can be wrong. So if I'm wrong, just make sure to cut your loss early right there, okay? If it goes down further, the next area that I see is 5.08. Okay, Cebu Pacific. So these are our 2 points to watch out. If this gets broken, there's a big chance that it will go down further, 36.10. And with the announcement tomorrow that it'll extend, then Cebu Pacific will not be operational yet. Their commercial planes are stuck, so it might do a double bottom for us. Might go back here. Right now, when it reaches this area, check your RSI. What we want to see is it moves up still, so we have a bounce. But that's gonna be at the 36.10 area to watch out for. Your mwide, on the other hand, let us see. Okay, mwide is still, I think people feel that okay, this is already it, I'm gonna bounce. That's why you have that slightly higher in terms of price. And I'd like to use MA20 as our support here, 6.77 area. And I feel that it will continue to move up, starting to pick up in its momentum here. Okay. Thank you, Carlos. You're welcome. Dong, Bloom, Fruit po, Miss JD. Bloom and Fruit. Let us see. Bloom. Still sitting at the support, but I suggest, like what I shared earlier, wait for that green candlestick to come out. but this is still sideways. It's still sideways. It's starting to become more constricted, but it's, you know, what's tricky here is it's just right at the center, so you don't really know. People are still torn whether to have a breakdown in price or move up. So be very observant tomorrow, okay? If it goes down, it will drop here. 4.29. Okay, so that is bloom. What about fruit? This is a sign of weakness that I see, especially because this is your resistance area. I thought it's you know, it has attempted to do a breakout, but let us see if it continues to decline, because this is a bearish candlestick for me. So what I'd like us to do is plot our support at the 1.34 area, very near your or 1.33, very near your MA20 line. So I think it will go back to that area first. Okay, I think Ray Joseph, ma'am, can you recommend books or anything I can study to be this good in stock analysis? Wow, I'm not even a benchmark. Okay, so I have, the only book I have is the Trading Code, and I'm not even done reading it. You know, my resources. You're just right at the you're using the right platform, because I got most of my resources and the, you know, insights. I got them from YouTube. There are so many gems in YouTube. Just take the time and, you know which ones to use, and try them out. Yep, we'll be someday. We'll be very good. We all are going to be very good. It just takes practice and consistency. That's why we are together in this, guys. I look at this session or these sessions as a study session for all of us, because it's not just me sharing my thoughts. It's just me studying with you guys together. We're studying every night. And imagine how many years from now, if we're still doing this, it's not just me who's actively talking in the live. Who knows, it can also come from you guys sharing your thoughts, right? And who knows, maybe someday we can also create a group chat when I'm not that busy. In the meantime, one thing I can commit to you is every night I'm with you. We'll study together, okay? In the meantime, I am so happy. We have so many viewers tonight. I hope we will continue to grow. And let's catch up again tomorrow. And if you have not liked this one yet, please go smash that like and subscribe. Okay? Good night, and you take care, everyone. Bye bye for now.